Okay, we got kind of a challenge today from the same box from Bill Taylor. Triangular long piece of, looks like mahogany obsidian. Yeah, it's the snap and half-ish type, probably. Let's see what we can do. Just to show you, I haven't touched it. All this is, I think, is shipping damage. I didn't sample it or nothing. I just looked at it and went, oh yeah, I know why he included this one in here. I know why. People want to see the impossible. What is it? What is the length? So I can't cheat. There's people out there that say, I know you're cheating on it. Okay, well, 5.5 inches, okay? They say, yeah, I know you're cheating because you're doing something wrong. I'm not supposed to be napping like that. Okay, well, let's see. Some people will say, I never seen that kind of napping before. Shouldn't be working at all. Okay, we'll see. Perfectly valid. Perfectly okay to doubt it. That's the way you should be. That's the way you should be with everybody. Yeah. And if you're not, there's some people that you are either afraid to be critical of or they somehow are beyond criticism. I want to know, how do they do that? Because that to me is doing something that's the impossible. Especially if they're trying to be scientific. Their job is to dish out criticism and accept criticism to see if there's any exceptions or anything that can mess up any of the assumptions that are being made. Yeah. What kind of assumptions are being made in Flintknapping? Stuff like pressure and support. For one, where do you apply support on this? How am I supporting this? Is it some kind of magical dance that I do with my fingers on the workpiece? What am I doing? I'm not saying anything about it. And if I do say something about it, is it correct? I don't discuss it much because I don't use it consciously in my napping, except for the general rule that I always place the majority of the counterforce in the area that I'm applying the applied force from the tool. If I'm shooting a flake here, that's where all the force is going. That's where it's either like pivoting on that spot or I'm backing it up against my hand in that area or directly opposite the area. If I'm hitting the tip, I might back it up back here. But usually I'm just holding it in the middle and letting it teeter-totter a little bit. But the nature of indirect percussion removes that flake fast, so it doesn't teeter-totter all that much. The more you slow down, the more it tends to teeter-totter. That's why guys hold it like this on their pad so that it doesn't teeter-totter too much. I don't care. I like the the variability of positioning with this freehand style that I do. I've tried using leg pads and stuff, and it's fun until you start getting down to the nitty-gritty of the thinning. Yeah, like right here, there's support there for the general weight of it, but there's also support right where I'm hitting it. I have a finger right opposite the applied force. I always have something opposite the applied force, and sometimes that's the only place I'm applying any opposite type of counterforce. Like I'll hold it like this and then nap it right there. So it's all supported there. It's hanging out here. That's dangerous if it's really heavy because it's putting a bending stress right there. It's bending it even a little bit, especially if it starts getting thin. So usually when it's getting thinner, there's more of a general support. But in this case, even though it's still thick, I generally support it like this too. Just in case. You never know. A lot of stuff I do is just in case. It doesn't relate to actually what I'm doing. It's just a precaution, a general precaution. Some people would say it would be nice to know that so we're not doing something that's weird. Yeah, you're right. You should know that. But you'll develop that by yourself over time, knowing after many, many strikes what stabilizes it. And then your subconscious picks that up. So you don't have to do that consciously every time. Trying to do that consciously every time is it's a real aggravation for me anyway. And maybe it's just neurodivergence that doesn't like it. You know, if you're neurodivergent, you're not going to like it. But if you're normal, you think it's cool and it's good. But you have to pay attention to every little detail. You love it. You want more of it. Can't help you there. No, can't help you. Besides, you don't need no help. You're normal. If that's the case. So where am I supporting it? Well, right here, it's actually on my knuckle, which is not that comfortable. But I let the flake is free to travel. There's no, other than right here toward the beginning, there's a little bit of support, mainly on that ridge. It's mainly right next to it. If I think about it, I let that flake go between my fingers. Free, be free, flake. Yeah. It reminds me of the movie Free Willy, right? We used to make fun of that title. Yeah. Some of the first memes that I remember from the internet were Free Willy. Yeah. I'm old and crotchety, decrepit, and grumpy. Yeah. Shouldn't be doing the middle yet. Dang it. See, now I gotta support the whole thing. Because I scooped out a lot of the middle and it's dangerous. Why do I say it that way? Because it's a danger within Flintknapping, so you got to say it a little bit differently. Just like a problem within Flintknapping is a problem, a danger within Flintknapping is dangerous. Yeah. You got to specify that it pertains mainly to Flintknapping. Yeah, I couldn't. It'd be dangerous if I hit that really, really hard, which unfortunately caused it to be incomplete. which makes the problem slightly worse. Unless you can get into that face of that step fracture, knock off some pieces, then it's not too bad. But then it leads to another step fracture because you still didn't get enough of it whittled down. Oh well. I'm not gonna. This is not a square edge, or is it a square edge? This one's a square edge, you know, close. But I made sure I didn't tell you how I did it. That way you'll know for next time that you can do it. Yeah. So if I don't explain it, it's not something you'll be confused about. Because you say, well, you confused me with your explanation. So I didn't explain it. That way it should be fine. Yeah. No, it's not that I didn't understand it because you explained it. You must have explained it wrong because it was, I just couldn't understand it. Oh, that sneaky flake went like that. Instead of doing that, it did that like it's supposed to, it also snuck over here and did that. So now it's going to be less than 5.5 inches because it was sneaky. It doesn't want to be a long arrowhead. Yeah, I just cut like 1/2 inch off, probably. Yeah. When it's all said and done, I got to trim it down so it's symmetrical and then start peeling off the cortex on the other side. Yeah, I'm not going to explain how I do the square edge over here because then it'll mess you up. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't grind either, or I didn't abrade it. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't abrade it because it's not necessary in many cases. I'm not going to tell you that it's not necessary. I'm not going to tell you that you just zigzag it. No, I'm not going to tell you that either. I'm not going to tell you that you need to hit below center line. I'm not going to tell you that you don't need to. Just got to understand, I'm not going to tell you that you just got to understand how the flakes look like when you take them off. So there you go. If I don't tell you those things, maybe you can do it. Wait, you did tell us. Now it's going to mess us up. Yeah, I know. Haha. So are you ready to get out your red mahogany obsidian? Blocky pieces, those triangular blocky pieces. You ready now? Almost. You just gotta see a little bit more of the impossible first, and then you can do it. Okay. This is not the hard part. Probably shouldn't tell you that either. This is not the hard part. Hard part is when it gets thin. This is relatively easy peasy. Yeah. And the thicker it stays in the middle, the more easy peasy it is. But people don't like that. They don't like keeping it thick in the middle. It messes with their sense of proportionality or something. Something goes wrong with their their instincts tell them there's something going wrong when it's too big and blocky and nasty in the middle like that. It messes with your napping moral sensitivities. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the lack of grinding and abrading drives people up the wall sometimes. Although I'm trying to abrade. I'm trying to do it for you guys. In this case, I do need it because there's not much room for error. You know, you can nap a lot without abrading, but you're going to get crushing and incomplete flakes. As long as you're doing, rough preliminary work, it doesn't matter all that much. But once you start getting down to the nitty-gritty, you're going to need to do more. But not too much. There's a Goldilocks zone when it comes to abrading. Yeah. I shouldn't tell you that either, because now that I told you that there's a Goldilocks zone, you're not going to understand it. Okay. Yeah, I know you're lumpy. You're lumpy and grumpy at the same time. This is a lump and grump. Mm-hmm. I'm going close to normal speed on this because I can't proceed quickly with something like this because I need to make sure I don't miss any cracks. There can't be any incipients anywhere because it's a long piece. And I learned, and I'm still in shock from the last piece that I broke in half. Yeah, I messed up my day because I wasn't mindful of the incipients. They were squatting on the edge of my point. I just let them go. I just let them sit there. It came back to bite me. Yeah. Oh, that's a big, messy, lumpy spot. Why do you do that with the flaker? Just get Nachomatic to do it. Yeah, I know. I can do it. The thing is, to use a Nachomatic to wipe those out, you got to have a good angle. It's got to be, you got to strike upward like this. You can't be striking flat or downward. You got to be striking upward so that the flake will be just a skimming flake and not a diving flake. You gotta be very careful about how you use the nacho. Yeah. You just can't throw him in the ring to fight anything. No. Who is Nacho? You gotta watch that movie Nacho Libre. Yeah. You don't know that movie? That was our Christmas movie for years. Always watch that movie on Christmas Day. But now this year we broke the tradition because we watched what my son-in-law wanted to watch. His family has a Christmas movie too that they always watch. And it's that one where the kid with the glasses gets the Red Ryder BB gun or whatever it's called. Yeah, that one. You can shoot your eye out, kid. That movie. That's a good movie too. But we like to watch Nacho Libre. It's not supposed to be a Christmas movie, but it works very well for us. And it's very apropos for the napping. It's appropriate to bring it up because there's a lot of parallels between what happens in the movie and what happens during napping. Yeah. Everyone wants to win, but you gotta get the odds in your favor first. Napping is like that. You gotta learn what can you do to put the odds in your favor and get yourself in a position to win. And it's okay to win, even a fake victory. By making it thick, keeping it really thick, you're winning. But what seems like with fake victory. But it's still good. Yeah. Still on one piece. You still have a win. You can't win when in Flintknapping if you break it. It's got to be one piece. Whatever you can do. Even if you're not thinning it down. It still wins. It's still a win. Yeah. And you can still be happy about it. Even if it's thick. Even if it doesn't look all that smooth. Even if you break a lot of the ends off or whatever. You end up with something smaller. That's okay. If it didn't break in half, it's a win. Breaking it in half, yeah, game over. You lost. So sorry. Start again. Try again. That's just way too damaging if you break it in half. Can't recover from that. You can break a little tip off or a little end off, or take a little bite out of the side and stuff. And that's okay. You can still win. If you want to win a lot, don't be napping the snapping halfish stuff, especially as a beginner. If I'm telling you it's snapping halfish, what does that mean? That means you should stay away. Yeah, those matches are rigged against you. Don't be going in the ring with the match rigged against you. telling you that. I'm telling you that because, you know, I want you to win. Snap some stuff that's not snapping halfish. What is not snapping halfish? Well, most high grade shirts are not snapping halfish, you know, or high grade flint. That's part of what makes them high grade. Of course, you don't know how to judge that. You'll have to trust someone that knows what they're doing, and a guy that cares about whether you win or lose. Some people are like, well, I don't really know if I should care because you need to break a lot anyway. So I'll just let him find out by himself. It's perfectly okay to let people find out on their own. But if you want to get the odds stacked in your favor, find someone that'll tell you how to do it. High grade flint and chert. Those things are not snapping halfish. Because that's, like I said, part of what makes them high grade. If someone tells you it's a high grade chert or flint and it snaps in half easy, no, it's not high grade. If you just tink on the bottom just a little bit and the flint or chert snaps in half, not high grade. You should be able to abuse that stuff to a certain extent without having any problems. Of course, all material will snap in half if you abuse it enough. Yeah, this is definitely the mahogany obsidian that's delicate. There's some mahogany obsidian that's not as delicate. Dang it. See what did I tell you? I did not win. This is the second one I broke it in half. Yeah, and that was on me. Yes, it was. I took too much off. Couldn't handle what I was doing. Well, there's a weird diving effect right there. It doesn't seem like I took too much off, but yeah. Let's try another one. We're not going to give up. Let's see. There's another blocky one. Yeah, there's another blocky one, but this one's a better grade. I took the hardest one. Everything else in here is pretty straightforward and not too bad. That was the hardest one. Okay. Yeah, so what's the moral to that story? I would have to leave it that thick and not try to thin it down. Yeah. If I had just left it with thicker without trying to thin it all that much, see how I scooped that? If I hadn't scooped that, it wouldn't have broke. I would have been able to whittle it down little by little. I think I got a little bit impatient there. Yeah. There may have been an incipient crack there too. Because that's a weird situation there. Okay. That just goes in the broken and bifaces. It doesn't bother me because people buy those. Yeah. I'm not buying the Brooks and Bifaces box for that piece, but they don't mind having those in there. 6 and, let's just say a little over 6.5. This one's triple flow. This is higher grade. I consider it triple flow higher grade. It's not as snap and halfish as that straight mahogany. Why is that? I don't know. It's a mystery to me because it has something to do with the mineral content. You know, it changes the consistency of the obsidian. There's minerals that make it red like that. So obviously it's something that has to do with the mineral content, the bonds between the crystalline structure is not as good as this type of obsidian. I don't know. I lost some on that one. But it's good. It's kind of straightened it out a little bit more. 6, I lost ½ inch. I'm going to lose more than that. Yeah, if you're in shock, go make a sandwich. Go make yourself a little crybaby sandwich. Yeah. Make sure you put lots of bacon in there because, you know, it'll help you stop crying. You didn't know that? Now you know. Okay, this is kind of shattery. How does that change my strategy? I got a tiptoe. Yeah, it looks like I got a tiptoe with this stuff too. Yeah, not only that mahogany stuff, but this stuff I got a tiptoe with this one too. And tiptoeing involves being very careful about how much force you use. And where you use it. You can't be stepping on no tulips. Tulips don't like to be stepped on. Nope. Okay. Somebody might be saying, you're scooping a lot out of there. You're doing a lot of haphazard stuff tonight. Yeah, I know. I didn't tune in for no haphazard stuff. I know. I can do that. Yeah, I know. I know you can do the haphazard breaking in half stuff. The stuff that makes you throw the pieces across the room. I know that. But like I said, just go make yourself a little crybaby sandwich. Yep. Where is my... There he goes. Let's try this. Are you chomping on that sandwich yet? You better. Better get some bites off of it. Here goes. We're going to take some risks. I did not learn my lesson. No. The rock did not teach me a lesson. Nope. Sometimes I don't learn. You serious, dude? When am I totally serious on this channel? I'm usually messing around. You can kind of tell when my voice changes when I'm serious. Or if there's a lot of head nodding. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. A lot of people nodding their heads. Yeah. Then I'm in serious territory. How can you tell when people are nodding their heads, dude? It's a video. I know from experience at knappings, when I say something that's true, you know, you get a lot of head nodding. Oh yeah, yep, that's true. Yep. So I'm just pretending that I'm at a knapping. Sometimes I remember a question that people ask at a knapping. Sometimes I remember questions that I ask other people just to bug them. That kind of thing. I've been to knappings, and if you have not been to one, I don't know what to tell you. It's like going to school without entering a building. You gotta go actually physically participate. Yeah, you can get an education without physically entering a school. Yes, I know, but it helps a lot, especially when you get a chance to talk to the professor or the teacher individually. Hey, teacher, I know we're not supposed to be asking you, but I can't understand this. We're supposed to be doing this on our own, but I really can't get it. I don't. Nothing you said in the past 45 minutes makes any sense whatsoever. Lost. I don't know what to do. I'd rather sit in the principal's office for making a class disturbance than to do this work. I don't understand it. And then the teacher could tell you something that might help you, even though you're not supposed to be up out of your seat or whatever. I'm from the old school. You have to have permission to be up out of your seat. Might not pertain, that example might not resonate to modern classrooms. Yeah. Yeah, it was very authoritarian, which is not, it's not too bad in an educational setting. I am an anti-authoritarian, but within an educational setting, you've got to have rules that you develop over time to help people learn. If there's class disturbances, it ruins the mojo, the flow, the zone. Gets people kicked out of the zone. One of my favorite times in class is when everyone's quiet and all you can hear is the scribbling pencils. That's it. That was actually one of my favorite times in class. Now that I'm thinking about it, everyone's so quiet. Even that joker over there in the corner. All you can hear is the scribbles of pencils and the little squeakings of the erasers. That's it. It's not even quiz time. Oh yeah, when I was in school, I remember the pop quizzes were very popular. I don't know how they are now, but I said, I learned my lesson about the pop quizzes. I'm always going to be ready for those. Obviously, it didn't carry over to Flintknapping. Yeah. But I take risks. But anyways, yeah, I remember. I was prepared for them pop quizzes because they would get me. I hated that. You weren't ready for that quiz, huh? Were you? 'Cause I had some buddies that were always. We were always trying to get better grades than each other. Not in all classes, but in some of the classes. Some of the classes, it was the guy that didn't know how to do anything that was the cool guy. What'd you get on the test? Oh, I failed. That's so funny, dude. Give me 5. Yeah. You failed it. That's so cool. Yeah. In some classes, that was it. That was the thing. But in most classes, we were competing. You got that one wrong, dude? You got that wrong? Man, how can you get that one wrong? And that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know how I got that one wrong. I don't know how I got that wrong, so just shut up. Yeah. Obviously, if I knew how to do it, I'd do it right. Yeah, the stone can give you a pop quiz. And if you're not ready for it, ready for some weird stuff going on, it's going to get you. I don't see any weirdness in this one. See, the other one had a little blocky area in the middle, and it was kind of crackly on the edge. Eventually I saw it, but I didn't see it well enough. It got me. That red mahogany gave me a pop quiz, and I failed it. Wasn't ready. This Abrader's not bad. It's a bit dusty, but it's not bad. It's a bit dusty and kind of fragile, but it's not bad, especially on Obsidian. Now, when I get down to working with some of that hard chert, it might be a different story. I'm trying to start the week off with something that's relatively easy. Easy on the tools, anyway. Yeah, we're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty. Transparent? Oh, yes. Nice. Here I go again. I'm hitting in the middle really hard. Got to hit hard to get long flakes. That's just, you can't avoid it. But if you try to prepare the ends first before you hit really hard in the middle, it'll prepare you for that test. Yeah. Gosh. I kind of know how today's schooling is going because I had to sit with my kids in their classes on some occasions because they weren't behaving themselves. So I got to see modern classrooms. Yeah. They play more games these days than they used to. It used to be more straightforward. Now it's a little more subtle. Yeah, I noticed that they're playing little bit. They're trying to make it a little more difficult, and I don't know if they're preparing them for college or what. Because college, they play a lot of games with you. Yeah. They're gonna, they do stuff like, I'm not gonna remind you of anything that's in the syllabus. If it's in the syllabus, I will not discuss it in class because you should be reading the syllabus. No warnings. And if you don't have an up-to-date syllabus, that's your problem. Sometimes they issue updates and they don't announce it, or you miss the update announcement and you didn't go get a new syllabus from the teacher assistant. It's not my fault. Yeah. Sorry. Got nothing to do with what the material is about. You can definitely do the material. They make it hard on you because now you got to keep track of the updates. What update? You mean that's not going to be on the test? And I spent hours studying it? And there's something else that's going to be on the test? Because you decided at the last minute to switch it up to make it harder on us? Yeah, exactly. Not my fault. I gave you a warning. It's not my fault you don't know where the warning was. Yeah. They kind of play that game in modern schools now, too. Not just in college. But in high school. At least the one that my son was at. It would make him so angry he'd come home and want to just not leave the house again forever. Yeah. That's it. If he didn't have to leave the house at all forever, it was fine with him. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Got to go back to school next day. And some people just go with it. Okay, fine. I messed up, but keep an eye out next time and deal with it. They're going to be sneaky. I'm going to learn how to be sneaky too. Yeah. Figure out how to be more sneaky than the sneaks. Yeah. In Flintknapping, you got to be more sneaky than the stone. The stone is sneaky, but you got to be more sneaky. It's got inconsistent areas and it's got little pockets of resistance, so to speak. You got to be more sneaky. See, I'm leaving it thick in the middle. I may just leave this pretty thick, but it's higher grade stuff. I can take more chances with it. Besides, I got that stupid step fracture. right where I'm not supposed to have it. Why that happened? It was a test, you know. They changed the syllabus. Yeah, that's not a good example. And nothing was changed. I just thought it would be helpful to do that. You know, I was studying something that's really not going to be on the test because I thought maybe I just prepare myself better. But no, I didn't have to take that flake. Apparently, not not in that way. I thought I was being cool, but nope. How about that one? There you go. Got part of it. Still a remnant, but you know, there's still a remnant of that mistake right there. But I can get it. Yeah, I'll get it eventually. Come around. I'll come around and get it. Don't worry. Let me show this side who's boss first. Yeah. Try to anyway. That one didn't work out well. Better than an overshot though. Oh yeah. I'm glad I didn't go all the way to ruin the other side. That's some nice effects in there. Good thing it didn't crack though. Yeah. How much risk do I take? That's a hard one to judge. How do I make a judgment on or tell you how much of a risk I usually take on these kind of things? I don't know. How risky do I nap? What is a level of risk that I take? I'm usually taking a lot of risk. Yeah. Compared to some other nappers that I see. And then I just repair the damage. When I say it's dicey, it's going to be dicey. This one is taking a risk. Because I'm not sure how far these flakes are going to go. The ending of the flake is very difficult to control. That one could have gone really far, taking off that edge. I hit it pretty hard just to get that thin down. But yeah, I could have traveled a lot further by accident. Or it could have dived into that lumpy area, but it didn't. It just step fractured, which is okay. I can live with it. As long as it doesn't dive on some of these dicey flakes. This material is not divey. If you notice, a lot of the terminations are very, very smooth, which is good. Pay attention to the terminations. Yeah. If they're all kind of steppy, no matter what you do, it's a steppy material. Unless you're new, then, you know, no matter what you do, you're going to get step fractures, even on non-steppy material. But as you get experience, you'll know. You can tell by the terminations on the flakes if it's generally steppy or generally cooperative. Why is it steppy? What makes it steppy? I don't know. I can only guess. I don't know for sure. Has something to do with the strength of and the flexibility of the material. Yeah. But your subconscious makes up for it. It starts to adjust. It starts to, get the feeling for that sweet zone. It doesn't really care why it's being stupid or uncooperative. It just starts making the adjustments. And it does that automatically, luckily, because if it was left up to our conscious brain, we'd get all ticked off. What is going on? What in the wide world of Flintknapping is going on? What's the determination? But the subconscious just kind of goes, makes the adjustment, and makes little calculations, and tries to fix it. Sometimes it doesn't work all that well. When your subconscious gets confused, then you're in trouble. How do you know if your subconscious is confused? Well, if you break it, that's one indicator, I suppose. Another is if it just started to get worse and you're getting diminishing returns, there's something going on behind the scenes that is giving you diminishing returns. It's getting worse, not better. Something going on behind the scenes. Yeah, that was a dicey flake anyway. I got another scoop out. Another one. Yeah. I'm trying to not use so much force, but I'm just going to have to risk breaking it again. Okay. Problem is when you get step fractures, you don't know exactly what's happening at the end. It could be a diving flake that just weakened the whole thing. There could be some incipience in the beginning too. So I hit it pretty hard, but it didn't do anything. There could be some cracking going on in there somewhere. Do a little edge modification with the abrasion. Abrasionary edge modification. Yep. You didn't know? You didn't know that was a thing? Okay, what do we do? What did we do? Not too bad. Still that step fractures right there, but I'm setting it up to where there's a lump right there that I can just hit another flake. Hit a flake that way and hit a flake that way. It might work. Let me get, I got a piece of glass in my glove. Just a little piece. It's making me itchy. You know how I am about being itchy. I can't stand it. When it's starting to get down to the nitty-gritty, I can't stand it. Dang it, that's a bad one. That's a bad step fracture. On some beautiful material. Shouldn't be doing that. I misjudged that strike. I misjudged both of these strikes, and I'm hoping it's not something weird in the layers of the obsidian, because all obsidian has layers of some sort. Yeah, just because it's the nature of the material. It is made in lava flows, and all these flows have layers. I'm hoping it's not that. Because if it is, my subconscious is going to get all confused and it's not going to do it right. See, I can do low power, nice strikes on that side. What's the matter with it? I don't know what's the matter with it. Yeah, there's something wrong with the edge. Even the abrader says, this edge is weird. I'm abrading it, but it's not getting duller. It's getting sharper. So I'm weird about the edge. Yeah. That's my excuse. Teachers are not supposed to make excuses. That's lame. Yeah, I know. I know that. I began my life on the internet as a troll, pointing out all the wrong things I could point out. That's wrong, and that's wrong, and you're wrong, and you're wrong for supporting that wrongness. Everything's wrong, and you're going to hear about it. Yeah, that's how I started my internet life. When I started participating in conversations. Yeah. Why did I do that? Out of frustration. Yeah, it was like Fight Club. You know, all those people in Fight Club at regular jobs. They join Fight Club and get into fights, and they come to work and they got black eyes and big fat lips and cuts on their faces and stuff. Well, I had psychological black eyes and cuts on my face and a bunch of other stuff from Internet Fight Club. Yeah. It works to get rid of frustration for a while, but it wears on you. Yeah. It's much better to be humorous. Yeah. I'm going to start picking on that. Hold on. I can't flake that away. I can't flake away my troubles with that one. It's got something weird about it. Usually I can flake away my troubles, but on that one, something weird about the edge. That's what I'm thinking. I don't like picking at it because sometimes it gets worse. But I think in this case I can deal with it. I can deal with whatever worse things are happening here. Yeah, it's not too bad. One of the things that's difficult is that the edge is a little bit transparent. But that's not what's messed me up. Yeah, I think I'm holding back on the amount of force because I know it's going to break if I don't hold back. I have to hold back. Yes, I do. And I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm in this little bit of a slump here, trying to figure out what to do. It's in generally the same spot as the other one. Yeah. Pretty much having the same trouble in the same spot. So there's something there psychologically, as well as this some weird condition of the material here on the edge. And when you get different factors all combining to mess you up, it's like the perfect storm situation. You know. Let me get rid of this lump here first. Do a test run. Yeah, see, I can do that. But then, yeah, overshot. Okay, so I'm going to probably overshoot. I don't want to overshoot there, though. This had plenty of width, so I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about this area. I'm worried about overshooting up here somewhere. What did I do to mess myself up? I don't know. I can't figure it out. Yeah, I dressed the tool. Everything's cool. The abrader's messing up the edge. That might be it with the new abrader. It could be. I don't want to admit it, but yeah, it could be the abrader. Just adding one more element to the mix. Dang it. This doesn't look good. Haha. Yeah. I don't want to say voila yet. This edge is much more well behaved than that other edge. Yeah, there was no trouble at all there. See, I did that same thing up here, but it created a step fracture. Obviously, dude, it wasn't the same because it worked this time. No, I think it was basically the same. I mean, I'm the one doing it, okay? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, see, I can do long distance, low power strikes. I just can't do, sometimes I can't do those long distance, low power strikes. And it is different on this side. See, because I took a bite out of that edge, but it was doing okay on the other side. I don't know. We'll see. If I think about it too much, it starts to go downhill. Because I really don't understand exactly what's going on. As much as I would like to think that I understand what's going on, I don't always understand what's going on. Did I get it? Still getting step fractures? Come on. Why is it so sticky? Yeah. I'm just going to have to live with a little bit of steppiness on that side. Yeah, it doesn't do it on that side at all. So it has something to do with the material as well. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Did it do it? Yeah, I'm starting to be able to flake my way out of it. So it could be just that spot. I don't know. And if it starts with just a little bit of mistakes, it could be just the compounding effect of mistake after mistake after mistake, and not the material. Just to let you know, it's not always the material. It could be just a compounding effect of several mistakes just bumping into each other. But I should have been able to clear it off a couple of times, and I wasn't able to do it from this side. I don't know. Too much analyzing. Yeah. Too much analyzing makes Jack a dull boy. Yeah. It's even messing up at the terminations from this side. See, it dug in right there somewhere. Yeah, it dug in right there. Instead of being nice and feathery, it dug in like it didn't want to go into there. It's just like quicksand. Nobody wants to go in there because they know. Okay. That came off way too easy. Should I leave the base nice and thick? This is the way I usually do the modern knife blades. I leave it really thick down here where you haft it so it doesn't snap. Yeah. I could do a modern knife blade out of this one. Make it easier peasier. Easier peasier. Yeah. I don't know. What's your mindset, dude? What are you thinking about? I'm thinking about a lot of I don't know. Okay? Does that answer the question? No, that doesn't answer the question. I want to know your mindset, your thought patterns. Well, a lot of my thought patterns and a lot of my mindset is I don't know. Take another bite of that crybaby sandwich. Because you're not going to like the answer. see. Take some dicey strikes. See if they work. So far, so good. Yeah, no step fractures. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Good start. It could start up any minute. Yeah, this Abrader is good, but I think it is a little bit, it causes a little bit of a crackly edge. Yeah. Unfortunately. The other one did too, but this one seems to be quite the crackle edge creator. I'm thinking, maybe not. It could be just fine on everything else except this. Yeah. Okay. I just see a lump. I don't need to go thinner. I'm just taking lumps off. Okay. Do I see any more lumps? I do see some, but I should just leave it. Yeah, leave a little bit of wonkiness in there. Yeah, that's good enough. See, the edge is not perfect, but I think I'll finish this up on the next video. I'm already tired. Nice transparency there. Can't see it. I don't have my flashlight. That area is still bugging me. Yeah, I'm going to do a passive pressure flakes through there, but I'm looking at that. I'm going, should I actually do the passive pressure flakes through there or just leave it? So I have a feeling that if I do pressure flaking in through there, it'll create a bunch of steps right up, series of step fractures as I do the pressure flaking, but maybe not. I don't know. I should just leave it. Just leave it alone. That's good enough. Yeah. All right, I'll finish this up here. Okay. Let's get that other one, the first attempt. Let's clean this up first. I need to change the towel color because the holidays are over. It's already been like a week since New Year's. I usually like to have the red towel for the holidays. I'm getting down to humdrum days now. Just another day. Nothing spectacularly special. Yeah, I'll sort through these later. There's some good flakes in there. Okay, hold on. Oh, look at that cloud of dust. Look at the clouded glass dust. I had a lot of glass dust on my sleeve. I joke about it, but I got to be careful with that stuff. It accumulates over time. Okay, take the photo quick and get out of here. Get away from that cloud of dust. All right, so yeah, it's very different in consistency between these two materials. This one feels like a plastic to me. This one feels like glass. Like normal glass. Yeah. They're both glass, but this one feels a lot different. It's one of my favorites, though. Don't get me wrong. I like working with it. Yes, I do. Okay. Does that show the win and the loss sufficiently? Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's it.